Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. We'll begin by taking a look at this morning's surface analysis chart, in which we can see that we have a strong high pressure system sitting off of the mid-Atlantic coast, while we do have two low pressure systems tracking from the plains eastward towards our area and helping to bring some increasing high level cloud cover into the area, with conditions gradually warming into the 60s today as a result of this warm front that will be pushing northwards throughout the day today. And tonight we can anticipate some showers and isolated thunderstorms to be possible. Mostly after midnight is when those chances start to increase. And the temperatures for this evening also look to stay around 60 degrees due to some breezy southerly winds. And moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday remains mild in the 60s with another chance of some scattered showers in the afternoon or evening hours. As a stronger system, the low up to the north has that trailing cold front pushing through the area, and that will bring some limited chances of that scattered precip. And then following that frontal passage on Wednesday, we'll see those temperatures begin to drop down into the 30s Wednesday night. And Thanksgiving Day following will be much cooler, with highs only in the upper 40s and breezy northwesterly winds, along with cooler overnight lows, of which should drop into the 30s as we see high pressure settle in over the plains and a deep trough begin to take hold of the eastern U.S. Now, looking off to the left here on Friday, Friday looks to remain chilly as that trough lingers over the eastern portion of the states, and then it flattens out on Saturday, with the temperatures looking to max out in the low to mid 40s, despite some breezy west-northwesterly winds. And then we'll see a strong high pressure system settle over the region, with winds becoming lighter as a result, of which will set us up for what will likely be the coolest night of the season and of the week ahead, with lows dropping, or the season so far and the week ahead, with those lows dropping into the 20s in most areas. And for the weekend, we can also expect to see mostly sunny skies, at least at the earlier portion of the weekend, with dry conditions and those cooler temperatures persisting. And then we will also see an overturning air mass as we move towards Monday, and we'll see the flow aloft shift to a more southerly or southwesterly direction due to a trough that builds over the Rockies. So early next week, we'll see the chance for some weather disturbances moving through, given this new track and new flow pattern, and our first chance or taste of that precipitation does look to be possible moving into Monday of the week ahead. Looking at today's 24-hour forecast, we are seeing a little bit of sun pop through here and there in what is largely mostly cloudy conditions, and that is expected for a majority of the working day today, although those clouds are going to continue to slowly build in throughout as the moisture aloft continues to push in. And then we'll see those chances of precipitation start working in later tonight, more so scattered precip earlier in the period, and then a better chance of a more organized line or so associated with that frontal passage in the early morning hours of tomorrow. And we might also see a rumble of thunder in the early morning hours of Wednesday. For today's winds, they do generally remain rather light, although progressively becoming more gusty, at times kind of approaching that wind advisory criteria level. However, they do look to remain just below at this time. And for tomorrow morning, we might also see some lowered ceilings, with our temperatures, as mentioned earlier, hovering around 60 degrees for a majority of the 24-hour forecast period. And that will bring us to the immediate short-term forecast, in which on Wednesday we can anticipate mostly cloudy conditions to start, becoming partly cloudy with a slight chance of those lingering showers early, and with that secondary frontal passage later on in the day, might see another chance of some showers passing through, and a high of 65 for Wednesday, with a chance of a wind advisory, low-end threat at the moment, and a slight chance that we see those lowered ceilings persisting into the Wednesday time frame. Then for Wednesday night, we'll see partly cloudy conditions with clouds building in throughout, and potentially breezy conditions, of which might reach that wind advisory criteria, slightly more elevated than the daylight hours, and a low of 39. And then for Thursday, we can expect mostly cloudy conditions and it to be slightly breezy with progressive clearing as we move into the afternoon hours, with a high of 49, which will continue to be on the decline for the 7 days ahead. And at that, for the 7-day outlook today, we'll have those rain chances as we move through those later overnight and early morning hours, chance of thunder possible, and then we'll start to see clearing in the following days behind that passage, with temperatures dropping, of which Friday night looks to be the coolest, and as we progress into the weekend, we'll start to see those temperatures moderate just a bit more and hover around the 50s, in which on Monday we introduce those rain chances once again. Now that is going to conclude the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a great day. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:15.